Alright, welcome back to Halloween Fest 2021. For my second game, we're going back in the Resident Evil series with Resident Evil Zero. One of my favorites. It used to be higher up on the list for me. It's a little bit lower down now. I said I didn't want to do the obvious and just do Resident Evil 8 this year, and this is the only classic one that I haven't played on this channel yet. And figured it could be a fun time. This is another perfect fall game for me, so I'm very excited to be doing this.
Resident Evil Zero.
There's quite a bit of cutscenes in the beginning of the game, so I'll see you after they're done.
A Midwestern town in America, Raccoon City. A solitary island far off in the sea. Rockfort Island, an island that would become the second Raccoon City, Sheena Island. There are still many unanswered questions about these seemingly unrelated yet intensely traumatic events. Though it is believed that the international enterprise Umbrella was somehow involved, little is known as to the origin of this faceless corporation. When was it established? By whom? And how was the T-Virus created? To uncover the truth, we must delve deeper into the events which transpired in the beginning, before the mansion incident.
Do you think so too?
Yeah.
Do about it.
Hold off for a while.
But I wonder how those R&D people would react to this.
Began as a simple investigation of some bizarre murders in the suburbs of Raccoon City. Nothing in our training could ever have prepared us for the nightmare that ensued. We never stood a chance.
What's going on? Engine failure. Emergency landing.
Check the current position and investigate the surrounding area.
Captain, look! Captain!
What happened?
Court order for transportation. Prisoner Billy Cohen, ex-lieutenant, 26 years old. Court-martialed and sentenced to death July 22nd. Prisoner is to be transferred to the Regathon base for execution.
Those poor soldiers. They were good men just doing their jobs, and that scum murdered them and escaped.
All right, everyone, let's separate and survey the area. Our friend is brutal and ruthless. Keep your guard up.
So, the very first thing we're going to do once we enter into the game is we're actually going to change Rebecca's appearance. This game has a lot of alternate costumes, the HD version specifically. There's ones versus on her Resident Evil design, her director's cut, Resident Evil 2 Easter egg, and the original N64 version of Resident Evil 0, and that's how we'll be playing through it, because I've always quite liked this outfit. So this is how Rebecca shall be looking for the remainder of the game. Maybe I'll switch it up, but I think this is how she's going to look, probably.
This is Officer Chambers from STARS Bravo team. Please identify yourself. Is someone there?
The government has announced that it has set out to protect our department. But as of 2 years ago, when several plans were set up, the local government stepped in and took over.
So, we just got some zombies here. This first guy, if you turn around and run past him, he's actually not that bad. But he's still easy enough to just run past. This entire game, I feel like, was marketed based on, like, hey, it's Resident Evil on a train. And the train we were on, the Ecliptic Express, is one of my favorite all-time Resident Evil locations. It's so good. I love it quite a bit. So there's some stuff we can pick up in here right off the bat. Also, this game looks great. I always thought that 0 looked slightly better than the remake of 1. And the HD version still looks absolutely fantastic. So we got some diaries here. If you want to pause and read them, be my guest. You can go ahead and do that. But I'm not going to sit here and read them to you. I've always been fascinated by the N64 version of this game, because it looks slightly different, but I don't know how much of it they were just like, okay, there's a new system coming out, let's just scrap everything we've done and redo it on the GameCube. I've always been quite interested in that, but I don't think there's a whole ton of information about it. I actually just picked up a book. It finally came out. I've been waiting for it forever. It's called Itchy Tasty. It's a kind of an unofficial look at the entire development history of the series up until, I think, 4. I haven't gotten to the Resident Evil 0 chapter yet, if there is one, but I'm very much so enjoying that book. There is a save room in this hallway, but we're going to ignore it for now. It's that door right next to me. We're going to go there later. However, there is something we can do over here. Just talk to this guy. I mean, he's not going to have a very good conversation with us as he's dead, but we're going to just take this.
Billy. Lieutenant Cohen.
So, you seem to know me. Been fantasizing about me, have you?
You're the prisoner that was being transferred for execution. You were with those soldiers outside.
Oh, I see. You're with STARS. Well, no offense, honey, but your kind doesn't seem to want me around, so I'm afraid our little chat time is over.
Wait! You're under arrest.
No thanks, Dollface. I've already worn handcuffs.
I could shoot, you know. Edward! Are you alright? What happened?
It's worse than... We can't. You must be careful, Rebecca. The forest is full of zombies and monsters.
Zombies and monsters.
So here we have our first, like, real confrontation in the game, I would say. We got some Cerberus dogs. I like to just run away and then just pop them. when they're coming at you. Cerberus dogs, always best thing to do, aim down. I feel like even if they're jumping at you, you can still hit them while you're aiming down. So, there you go. I remember the very first time I played this when I was much, much younger than I am now. The Ecliptic Express seemed so massive. Like, it was such a big area to explore. Now, you know, whenever I play this game, you can be off this train in under an hour. It's so easy. It's much quicker than I remembered it being, which is, I think, unfortunate. Now, here's where I always demonstrate how wrong I play every single classic Resident Evil game. Even though I always make my way through. But I always end up just shooting all the enemies in this car. Because why not? There's plenty of ammo in this game. I feel like there's plenty of healing items. So I put these guys down just so I can walk through the cars, you know, well enough. But I'm in like yellow, orange caution, which isn't great. Rebecca does take way less damage in this game. She is very, very frail, I would have to say.
This is Rebecca. Over.
Rebecca, can you hear me? This is Rico. What's your location? Over.
Enrico! Hello! Can you read me? Please respond.
Rebecca, I can hear you. Now listen up. We've obtained detailed information on the fugitive from a document found in the wrecked wagon. Billy Cohen killed as many as 23 people. Over.
23 people.
We have also confirmed that he was institutionalized, so keep your guard up. Can you hear me, Rebecca? Over. Stay alert, Rebecca. You wouldn't think twice before killing you.
Enrico! Captain! Hello? Hello!
Rebecca might be one of the most cursed characters in all of Resident Evil. I think she's looked and sounded different in every single game she's appeared in. Even games that happen supposedly back-to-back, like this game and RE1. She looks wildly different in both of the games. Even in the original RE0 and the HD version, she looks different. It's bizarre.
It's gonna be dangerous from here on in. Why don't we cooperate?
Cooperate with you?
Listen, little girl, if you haven't noticed, there's some pretty freaked out things on this train. And I, for one, want to get out of here. I don't think we stand a chance doing it alone.
You expect me to trust you, a wanted felon? I don't need your help. I can handle this on my own. And don't call me little girl.
All right, Miss Do-It-Yourself. What should I call you?
The name is Rebecca Chambers, but that's Officer Chambers to you.
Well then, Rebecca, why don't you go and try while I wait here?
So no matter what you do here, you can't go through that door. If you talk to him again, he's just going to keep saying the exact same thing.
You go and try
but as I was saying, the original RE0, I think Rebecca's facial model was like a famous Japanese pop star. So I guess when they were remastering this, they were like, we don't have the rights to her likeness anymore. We have to change her face. Which is why Rebecca looks so strange in this game. I really don't get it. But also there's pre-rendered FMVs in this game. I don't think they changed those, so I don't know what the I don't know what's wrong with Rebecca's face in this game. I truly do not know, and I wish I did. But these HD versions look so good. You know, Rebecca's face notwithstanding.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
So, much like the original zombie in the Spencer Mansion, if you turn around and head towards Billy, you don't have to fight it.
Are you okay? Who is that guy?
What's going on? Who's controlling the train?
Go and check out the first engine car. Listen, we gotta cooperate with each other from now on. You got that?
Well, I don't...
Clue in, girl. Or maybe you like being worm bait.
All right. But you just remember, I will shoot you if you try anything funny.
Fine. Now take these with you. If you find anything, give me a call, all right?
So despite the fact that they literally just said they're going to split up, we are now together. This is the main gimmick of this game, is that you can partner swap. If you press the triangle button, you swap between Rebecca and Billy at will. Billy, basically can take more damage. He can't mix herbs, whereas Rebecca takes more damage. Or I guess can't take more damage? I don't know. She's weaker, and she can mix herbs. She can't push, like, specific blocks. Billy can. So, this is a part of the game I've always really liked. There are some issues that I have with this game overall, but it'll always have a special place in my heart. I'll always look past the flaws of this game because I love it so dearly.
Yeah.
You can also control both characters at once, technically, both with each sticks, which is what I'm doing here. You can't do, like, maneuvers with them. Like, you couldn't control the AI character and have them shoot.
Yeah.
You'd basically have to switch to them to get them to shoot. I think this game could benefit from a remake. I think this game and Code Veronica... Code Veronica, I think, is still perfect. It's still my favorite of the classic games, but I would like to see it remade. Resident Evil 0, I think, is the one that most could use a remake. I think expand upon the Ecliptic Express. Do like a Snowpiercer train, where there's just tons of cars. Each one is, like, themed differently. I think that could go on pretty cool. But I think they're probably not going to really acknowledge this game or Code Veronica ever again. So depending on who you put up here, you're going to have to do the next section as the next character. So I always like to put Rebecca down in this hole, because again, Billy can take more damage, so we're going to want to kind of be Billy for quite a while. Again, I think this stuff is really cool. I love the idea. I mean, it's nothing new having two characters. Resident Evil 1 did it. You could switch between, you know, Chris and Rebecca in certain points. So, I think that is definitely a good way to improve upon this, is that you have both these characters and you could switch to either of them at any time you want. Of course, it does mean you have to worry about two characters' healths now instead of one. Because if Billy dies, game over. If Rebecca dies, game over. Which is kind of frustrating, but I guess they would kind of perfect this, depending on how you see it, in Resident Evil 5. Or I guess even Resident Evil 4 with Ashley. So Billy, we are now in control of. Billy Coen, he's a fine character. I think he's... I mean, I like him, but he's definitely not one of my favorite, like, Resident Evil fellas. He's just kind of there. I almost feel like this game would have been better if it was focused entirely on Rebecca. And speaking of games focused entirely on Rebecca, I'm recording this in August right now. It has not been announced yet. Maybe it will have been by the time this video goes up. But there has been, for a while, rumored a Resident Evil game on the Switch exclusively that stars Rebecca, that may or may not be Revelations 3, or maybe it got renamed, but I'd be very interested in that. I think the Revelations series is important. I think, especially with the first-person games, it'd be nice to go back to the, you know, over-the-shoulder third-person perspective, just as a supplement to the first-person games, which I think would be nice. So we're going to head in the save room right now and hear one of the best save room themes. This is maybe one of, if not the best save room themes in the series. So we're going to just pick some stuff up in here, and then we're going to save, and we're going to call it a video. We're going to pick up this herb, because we do like to see herbs. Mr. Herb. We'll read that note in the next video. We don't need to put that right at the end here. So that is going to be the end of the first video of Resident Evil 0, one of my favorites. I hope you stick around and enjoy this, and I will see you next time.